Okay, now we're going to take this shell, we're going to buff it out. Now that we've wet sanded it down, gotten all the orange peel off, you can see there's no shine to it. We don't want to see any areas of shine to it. We want it to be all flat. This part, we'll start right here at the line and work our way. So I use this 3M product. It's I use mainly automotive finish products, and this is a Super Duty rubbing compound. This is for really cutting, so you got to be careful. And I'll just put a few dabs on there like this. I'll take my buffer. My buffer adjusts for fast and slow. I mean, it's a variable speed, so I've got it about halfway. I've got that. I just put my foot in here, hold it down, rub it around here. Work my way around the shell. A little more compound on here. I'm not pushing on this machine. I'm letting the buffer do the work. Once again, I just dabble it around here. Continue on around. I want to just let this buffer glide along the shell. It's just hovering above it. I'm not pushing down at all once again. So we've worked our way around the shell. You can probably see it's getting quite a brilliant shine there. And it's consistent all the way around. I'll show you what we're going to do next. Alright, now we've changed our buffing pad out to the really fine one. This is for your finish buff. You also change your product that you're going to use to this swirl remover. This just takes out the buffing marks and the swirl marks from buffing. It's just a light cut. So that's what I'm going to be using. Right, we've got it all buffed out down to a fine shine, and now I use a wax, any kind of pledge or lemon wax would be fine, furniture polish, and then I use a terry cloth rag. Maybe you can find that at a Goodwill or something. It's a really nice fabric to use on them. You won't scratch it, and it gets you that brilliant shine. So I just spray a little bit of pledge or lemon polish on it, and I just go around in circles. And this kind of continues to do the buffing job that we started. Just continue around the shell until you're happy with it. The idea here is to, well, I don't really like to put too much lacquer on my shell. You want to put enough, but not too much, because I have had them crack when I put the parts on. The shell started, well, the finish on it started cracking around the lugs. It wasn't pretty. It kind of depressing, really. But you live and learn. So as you can see, it's a nice gloss, smooth finish all the way around. And if you want more of a satin finish, you can use a satin lacquer. I tend to kind of want to go with the gloss. There's that. Continue on in a little bit. I'm measuring my grommet. It's obviously too long. I've found a brand new one. So I'm making a cut in it. I'll show you what I'm doing. Maybe this will help others. I just put this file in my vise. It's not a file, sorry, it's a punch. And I put it on there, and it tends to stay pretty good. So I sort of measured it, and I'm just using this. It's a hacksaw. You know, it's just a small handle. It's kind of a handy tool. And I'm just going around it like this. And I just... Oops, dropped it. Just a second. Dropped the grommet there. Okay, so we're back on there. We put it on the punch. And we'll just continue to go around here. I don't know if you can see that. I suppose you can. I'm cutting very little off, but I can't have this thing too long or it won't mushroom over right. So I've got to cut off about, try to focus here, just about, I'd say about 1/8 of an inch. Move this positioning of that thing. Alright, so we're just about all the way around it now. It's kind of hard to see, isn't it? Yeah. Okay. So here we go. Just about done with this. Got one little spot here to cut. Kind of hard to cut and film at the same time. Okay, there's that ring. It turned out pretty exact all the way around. I'm sorry about the focusing there. So let's go try it out on the drum. I'm going to smooth it out on the grinder here in a bit, but let's just try it out on the shell. Second, yeah. So we've got probably just about enough to mushroom over. We don't want any more because it'll just create a lot of problems. So I'll smooth this out on the grinder very lightly, and then when I'm ready to install it, I'll film that. Okay, it's a brand new day. I want to install this badge on here, on this Camco. Excuse me. And what I do is I put the shell grommet, the outside of it, on a carriage bolt in my vise, and I hold up my shell with this clamp. I just kind of put a piece of channel in my shelf up here, And it's just kind of loose in there, but it holds it up. And I balance the shell on there, so I'll show you here in a second. I put my shell, I put my grommet over the badge, I position it where I want it, and I tape it, and I just balance the shell right on the carriage bolt, and then I lock the shell onto the clamp, and there it sits, so I can work, and I don't have to ask anyone else to hold it. So there, that's the way that works. And you can see I cleaned up the grommet, and it's just barely hanging above the, or barely protruding over the shell. I take 2 ball peen hammers, a small one and a larger one. I put the peen over the grommet and I tap it, and it slowly crowns over. Show you how that's working. There it is. It's starting to crown over. And then I just take my ball peen and I go around the perimeter of that and this is what you get. So it's nice and tight on there. And then I just release the shell, and we'll come over here, take the tape off of there, and voila, you've got your badge all installed. And looks great. One thing I do when I put these badges on, I put it like an arch to them so that they suck up against the shell, and it's all nice on there. Looks pretty good there. So that's what I do there. Well, we're in the assembly stages of this drum. It's becoming a drum now. It's not just a shell. And I've gotten the parts on it that 8 lugs to throw off. I took apart, I greased it, and oh, I feel my tortoise behind me. There's my tortoise. She's getting up now. So I cleaned all the screws and kind of get an idea of what it looks like on the inside. And it looks pretty good. So now I'm going to look for the right rods. And we're going to get her all together. Now on these rods that are all rusted, and this one really isn't that bad, and the heads and everything, I have these special wheels. These aren't your kind of Harbor Freight wheels. They're pretty expensive. They're actually on wooden arbors. They're very fine. You could use these on chrome plating and it won't hurt them. They're very fine wheels. And they'll clean these rods right up. So let me just show you real quick. Then I just dab a spot of just one little small dab of oil on each one. Just so they have, you know, just a little bit of oil there. Just a little bit of lubrication. Well, here it is. I got her all together. And I went with the original head on the top. I thought that was a nice touch. I think it's an... Whoops, ran out of some battery there. Anyway, we're back, and here it is. I'll just turn it and you can see what's going on with it. That throw off works like butter. Really nice. It kind of reminds me of the LA Camco finishes. Pretty close to it, I think. I don't have any LA Camco drums to match it up with, but sort of looks like that. So anyway, I thought it turned out pretty good, and just thought I'd give you the update. Stay tuned for some more videos. I'll be restoring those Slingerland drums.